Chapter 1. The Child Who Should Not Have Existed. Midnight. The 8th month. The 8th day. The 8th hour. In a prison cell reeking of despair and iron, a woman screamed. Her name was Devki. For 7 years she had lived in chains. For 7 years she had given birth in darkness. And for 7 years, her brother, King Kamsa, had murdered each newborn child with his own hands. 7 times she had felt life grow within her. 7 times she had held her baby for mere seconds. 7 times she had watched the light leave their eyes. But the 8th child was different. The moment he was born, something impossible happened. The chains that had bound Devki and her husband Vasudeva for years simply fell away. The iron gates swung open on silent hinges. The guards slumped against walls, lost in a sleep deeper than death. And the torrential storm drowning Mathura parted like a curtain. Vasudeva looked down at his newborn son. The child wasn't crying. He was smiling. His ancient, knowing eyes looked directly at his father as if to say, "It's time. Take me home." A voice spoke from everywhere at once. "Take the child across the Yamuna river. Exchange him with the daughter just born to Yashoda in Gokul. Go now. I will protect you." Vasudeva placed the baby in a wicker basket and walked into the storm. The Yamuna was flooding. Swollen, impossible to cross. But he stepped into the water anyway. Then the baby stretched out one tiny foot, and the river bowed. The waters parted. The serpent king Shesha rose from the depths, his 1,000 hoods shielding the child from rain that no longer touched them. Vasudeva walked across the riverbed on dry sand while the world raged around him. In Gokul, Yashoda lay sleeping, having just given birth to a daughter. Vasudeva entered like a shadow, placed his son beside her, took her daughter and left. The divine for the mortal, the god for the girl. When he returned to prison, the gates closed. The chains reappeared. The guards stirred, remembering nothing. And in the cell lay a baby girl, crying furiously. Kamsa came running, sword drawn, eyes wild. The prophecy was clear. Devki's 8th child would be his death. He grabbed the infant and threw her against the stone wall with all his strength. But she didn't break. She flew from his hands, transforming into a goddess with 8 arms and eyes like fire. "Fool! The one who will destroy you has already escaped. He is safe, beyond your reach. Your death is born, Kamsa. Your days are numbered." Then she vanished. Miles away, Yashoda woke to a baby's laughter. She looked down and saw him. A boy with skin the color of rain clouds, eyes holding entire galaxies, a smile that made her forget she had ever been tired or in pain. She didn't remember giving birth to a son, but when she looked at this child, the questions evaporated like morning mist. All she knew was, "This is my baby. This is my Krishna." She picked him up and he wrapped his tiny fingers around hers. Her heart cracked open, expanding to make room for a love so vast it could swallow universes. She didn't know she was holding the Supreme Being. She didn't know gods and demons would bow before this child. She only knew he was hers, her butter thief, her moonlight, her blue boy. And somewhere in darkness, Kamsa sat trembling. Because he knew that somewhere out there, growing stronger with each moment, was the child who would end him. The hunt had begun. But in Gokul, in that small house where Yashoda held her baby close and sang a lullaby, there was only love, only light, only a child's laughter that sounded like hope.
Please like and subscribe us for more chapters on Lord Krishna. Thank you.